about to complete 230 miles of today's 400-mile NASCAR Winston Cup contest at Dover International Speedway. Check the Napa Field summary. 6 leaders, 10 lead changes. Drivers who've led: Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ricky Craven, Tony Stewart, Rusty Wallace, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Jarrett. Earnhardt Jr., the dominant driver of the first 150 miles. Greg Biffle, the latest driver to have some problems, Bill.
Yeah, brushed the wall, Alan, which is an understatement to say the least here at the Monster Mile, but he's a victim. Today not going nearly as well as they had hoped. Long time on the right side, working on the sheet metal, putting on 4 tires and fuel. Biffle had a tough day yesterday in the Busch race. Tough day today. Had some high hopes coming in here, but hasn't worked out so far.
Let's check out what happened to Greg Biffle a second ago.
That was in between 3 and 4 when we saw him slide up the racetrack. Here he goes.
As a general statement, you'd agree that when rubber meets concrete, it's not going to be a good thing.
Not a good deal, no.
Going to start to see some green flag pit stops here very shortly. Leaders were all last in at 1:48. There'll be 90 laps in another 6 laps around.
Rusty Wallace just goes by Dale Jarrett. Moves into the 3rd position. These guys are about a second and a half behind. Well, and DJ goes back by Rusty Wallace.
Kenny Wallace has come to pit road. He'll be the first to make a green flag stop while we watch this race for position. And let's mention that Todd Bodine has taken his car to the garage. Retired engine failure on the Discover Card machine.
Biffle on the new tires with the cape flying out the back.
Yeah, he's Superman.
Bill is in.
Bill.
9 car.
Had a long trip down pit road for Bill Elliott, falling off the lead lap. Not the day he was hoping for either. Past winner at this track, 2 wins this season around to the right side. They pull the tearaway off the windshield. NASCAR giving each team an extra man over the wall at this point in the race. Only allowed to work on the windshield. Around to the left side, Elliott gets 4 tires, no chassis adjustment. The car's just been too tight all day. Same problem for Jeremy Mayfield, his teammate.
So Elliott rejoins the chase. John Andretti is the next to come to pit road. None of the leaders have stopped yet. There's Tony Stewart. The lap on Tony Raines. 19th place car going 1 lap down. That's a pretty solid run for Raines and that bunch starting at the back of the field.
A terrific run for him.
And Terry Labonte and Rusty Wallace hit the pit lane at lap 237.
35 miles per hour. Bill, it might be 5 minutes before he gets to you.
Yeah, but it gives us time to talk about their pit stops today, Benny. It's been one of those days on pit road that's been a nightmare and a dream come true. 2 bad pit stops and then 2 excellent pit stops. And Rusty hasn't just driven this car to the front. He has raced this car to the front. Been outstanding. Remember, he overshot his pit stall once. The problem with his car now is it starts off free, then comes to him, then gets too tight. So it's an air pressure adjustment and a big track bar adjustment. Around to the left side, trying to get the left side tires bolted on. Waiting on the left rear. Rusty's on his way.
16 and a half seconds when he really needed a good one.
Marty, some scary moments in Mike Skinner's pit.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary for Mike Skinner and those guys, but they've had a great run today. Terribly loose from that last run. He falls off at the end of the run. They did add a pound to the right front tire. It appears everything's fine now as they go around the left side. And everything's much more calm on this pit stop at the end of it. Dave?
Mike Wallace is in. His team changes 4 tires. They fixed the power steering problem out it earlier, but A.J. may have fixed it in Mike 10. A.J. reminded him Tony Stewart won a race here once without power steering. Mike's on his way. Matt?
Tony Stewart has power steering now in a great race car. He sent back on lap 209. The car was still free and tight on exit. Now he says the car is incredibly tight in the center and free up off. They're going to adjust the 20 car with air pressure and also midway today.
Ricky Rudd having a great run. Just a little bit loose off the corner. He said, whatever we do, don't make me too loose. They put a little bit of air pressure added to the left rear to try to help Rudd. Matt?
And Jimmy Johnson comes sliding to a stop. You can see the reds going in the back window. They're going to make a track bar adjustment. Jimmy's still not having the car handle like he likes. The car is still tight. As they come around to the left side, it's a
side tires around to the left side. He's a little bit on the loose side. A track bar adjustment to try and correct that on the 88 car. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is also on pit road. Got his left side tires on, ready to go. Quick stop for the 8 bunch. His car continues to hop around the racetrack in the turns. Not something you want at Dover.
Craven leaves, Tony Raines leaves. Let's mention that Mark Martin is now the leader, and that's important. That's bonus points toward the championship. 5 bonus points when you lead a lap during a race. Marty?
Robbie Gordon is up to 8th. He has a little bit of left front fender damage. They fixed it once, got it damaged again. The damage made him tight. They over-adjusted. He was loose in this last run. They did make an air pressure adjustment trying to tighten him up. Bill?
Waiting for Kurt Busch to make the long trip down pit road. His car's been tight all day, so they're going to try and correct it. We talked about it earlier. It was tight in the first practice session, tight in the second practice session. They tried to make an adjustment, thought they would be pretty close. Wanted some flexibility in the race car. Didn't get exactly what they were hoping for. Around to the left side, made sure those right side tires don't get away. Chassis adjustment for the 97. Fuel, he's on his way. Burns.
Matt Kence's car was very, very loose. Then it went bad tight. They're going to make only an air pressure adjustment to try to fix that. Now they'll make a chassis adjustment to try to give Matt a looser race car. Hopefully it won't be as loose as it was before because it was hard to control. Marty.
Dave, valuable points for Mark Martin. He did get to lead the lap. The car is a little bit tight. They are going to make a wedge adjustment. It is 2 rounds of wedge into the right side for Mark Martin. It'll be 4 tires. He's gone from 125 down to up 6 in the race for the championship in 3 weeks. Matt.
Marty, the 6 and 99 are going to battle off pit road. Jeff Burton complaining back on lap 117. The car was free and tight. Then the car went to loose. They adjusted on lap 148 with a wedge. And they just adjusted with a wedge again.
Names in yellow on the top, on the ticker, those who have made their pit stops under this round. And just about everybody's been in now, and it's going to cycle the lead back around to Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's going to come out on top of this exchange of stops. Johnson, Jarrett, Stewart, Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now, I talked about something scary happening on Mike Skinner's pit stop a minute ago. Watch this. Mike is in the first pit stall down at the turn 4 end. Jackman
On the hood.
On the hood.
On his back.
Man. Oh, man.
And he got up, picked up the jack, and did the stop.
And that is a tough pit stall to get into. Marty?
Tony Carmone is the jack man, and he is fine, and he has walked away and finished up the pit stop, which is the amazing thing. He is fine and no injuries, and a little shaken afterwards. I asked him, was he okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. Just need a minute to calm down, but that was an amazing thing that he, didn't get hurt there, and everybody's giving him a pat on the back here in the pit stall.
And you got to give NASCAR a pat on the back for making these guys use those helmets. They go across the wall because you never know when that's going to happen to you.
Yeah, and he might have whacked his head on that concrete, but good. Part of safety innovations made after that terrible pit road accident down in Homestead, Florida. Dave.
And Elliott Sadler's Air Force crew goes to work. The car was worse loose than it was before. In fact, Elliott said some things about it that I really can't say on the air. He's not happy with it. They make an air pressure adjustment to try to help him.
Man, what did Elliott do to those guys? He had 2 NASCAR inspectors watching his pit stop.
By the way, Mike Skinner was running 13th at the time they had the problem on that stop. He's back to 22nd now. No problems for Jimmy Johnson. Out in front at lap 250 of 400 here in Dover, trying to cash in on the money at the end of the day. Back in Dover, Delaware, Jimmy Johnson, once again the leader of today's MBNA All-American Heroes 400. Tony Stewart led just before the pit stops, but these guys got Jimmy Johnson out first.
Chris Anderson, Jackman, Tampa, Florida. Jason Gay, front tire carrier, Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm Jason Burdett, catch cam from Arkport, New York.
I'm Ron Malik, rear tire care from Franklin, Wisconsin.
Stan Parsnow, and I change front tires, and I'm from Oswego, New York.
Good job, guys.
Not quite VP challenge money, but they'll take the lead, I think.
Oh, yeah, they'll take the lead because it pays a lot more than I can pay.
Yeah. Kuro Hata again. Wally.
Yeah, I've been watching. He is really off the pace right now.
That's Japanese for black flag on Fukuyama, who's struggling at this point to meet the minimum speed.
And just so you guys know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was behind him a couple of laps ago, and it looked like Jr. might have slowed or been off the pace, but he radioed in. I was waiting for him to spin out.
Yeah.
Okay. He will be coming in.
That would explain why Jr. lost 3 spots in about a lap. Yeah.
Okay, I got the take it to the garage part. What else did he say, VP?
I'm not sure.
Why they told him to go to the garage.
Not meeting the minimum speed.
We'll get down here.
There you go. Good experience, good effort. He'll be back again. Jimmy Johnson having a good effort also. He leads at Dover on TNT. NASCAR on TNT from the Monster Mile. Dover International Speedway in Delaware. The chase for the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. Down to 9 races to go. Jimmy Johnson came into this race 3rd in the championship standings, just 40 points behind leader Mark Martin. Is out in front today, trying to make it a season sweep here at this track. He leads Dale Jarrett by 0.955 seconds, with Tony Stewart in 3rd, 6.2 seconds behind.
Right now, it is definitely, as you just heard Alan say, a 2-car race between Johnson and Jarrett. Not only do they have about 6-second lead on Tony Stewart, they're running faster than he is around the racetrack and just building that lead.
13 cars on the lead lap. As we run the running order by you, Sterling Marlin, 2 laps down in 26th place. You'll see Jeff Gordon's name come by here in a bit. 59 laps down in 40th place. He was involved in a crash at lap 67. Most of the other top runners in the championship are all clustered right near the top of the running order of this race. So those 2 drivers really could take a big hit here today. Show you what's happened through the first 272 miles here at Dover today with our Pepsi race recap. Went green after a very patriotic pre-race ceremony today. Little international flavor to it too, with the Japanese driver Fukuyama participating. Lap 28. First of the problems happened. Jerry Nadeau bounced off the turn 4 wall, collected Ward Burton. They pounded the inside fence. Both drivers okay. Both drivers done for the day. Lap 55. Ryan Newman running second, just loses it. In turn 2, Rusty Wallace comes out of the smoke okay. Newman didn't even hit the outside wall. They both have continued on. Tom Bodine and John Andretti may or may not have touched. We have differing opinions on that. Jeff Gordon spun around in the aftermath, punches the inside wall, lost those 56 laps, or 56 of the 59 getting repairs. Bobby Labonte, former Dover winner, former Winston Cup champion, engine problems, he's done for the day. Mike Skinner, trouble on his most recent green flag stop, puts the Jackman up over the hood of the car. Everybody's okay. Skinner's having a decent day in 20th place, and that is our Pepsi race recap with Jimmy Johnson beginning to show some power.
Just put the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. a lap down. And look at Jr. going through the corner, trying his best to keep the car going in the right direction. You see him going through the corner like a snake traveling through that?
Junior led 116 laps early in this thing. He really looked like a potential winner, but boy, it's fallen away.
It has definitely gone away.
Yeah, bad loose, just really, really bad loose. He had a more colorful way of describing it, but translation from, if you speak Junior, it's bad loose. Tony Jr. told him to hang on, and basically that's all he can do.
And one other story of note in the first part of the race, Rusty Wallace, who started on the pole, had some problems on a couple of pit stops, fell back as far as 14th. He's picked his way back up to 3rd in Dover as we close in on 3/4.